just wanted to come in and do a collective weekly energies update for this next week in July and see what the energies are holding for this week for the collective. So I'm going to start how I always start. I'm going to pull a alchemical activation and a guide and crystal that we can work with this week that will be of most benefit for the collective. Oh, we had one pop out here. So we have Archangel Anael and pink calcite, acceptance. Acceptance is my pathway to transformation. Acceptance allows me to see with clarity and make choices that are wise, effective, and healing. I choose to grow through my experiences, trusting in the blessings revealed according to divine timing and higher wisdom. As I acknowledge what is, I become capable of attracting inspired solutions that rapidly advance my spiritual empowerment. I now attain higher understanding and access the practical wisdom within, finding the best way forward. So we've got some of that Archangel energy coming out. Pink calcite is going to be a good one to work with this weekend. So it really looks like kind of centered around maybe the heart. So it's saying that acceptance is my pathway to transformation. You know, and when we accept things, we can allow us to see with clarity and make choices that are wise, effective, and healing. So here it's saying here, I now attain higher understanding and access the practical wisdom within, finding the best way forward. So yeah, it looks like here we're having a lesson of acceptance come out, kind of accepting where we are. We can't move forward if we don't accept where we are today. So let's see what we can pull up for any corresponding cards that come up with this. So it looks like pink calcite and Archangel Anael will be a good one to work with. So it looks like we have that divine angel energy kind of coming down, a guide. So let's see what else we have. So yeah, let's see what the soul lesson is that's popping up. We kind of already have acceptance here, so that could be a lesson that's popping up as well. Accepting where we are. Accepting, you know, what we have right now. It's kind of that's kind of more like being in the present as well, as like goes with that acceptance, because when we're always thinking about the future and saying, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish I had more, or, you know, I wish that didn't happen, or, you know, we're not in the energy of being in that, you know, in that present moment. When we can accept what is, then we can allow, you know, other things to come in. When we're always wanting more, or, you know, we can't, it kind of puts us in that vibration of lack, and it doesn't allow for other things to come in. So let's see, what is the soul lesson that's popping up here? So indecision looks like, so we got some crown chakra, maybe some root chakra as well. So it's saying here, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So maybe having some indecision this week come up, but we're being asked to use our intuition. So that kind of goes with the acceptance as well. Like maybe we're not able to decide on, you know, what we like to accept in our lives. So it looks like here, yeah, we're going to be really called to, you know, using our intuition. It might be affecting, this indecision might be affecting our root chakra, you know, having a little bit of fears around that. But we're being asked to use our intuition in all aspects of our life. So that's coming up for the collective this week. So let's see what else we can get on this. And see here we have two, it's saying, as I acknowledge what is, I become capable of attracting inspired solutions that rapidly advance my spiritual empowerment. So yeah, you might be that indecision, you know, when we can accept it, it's saying here, it looks like it's, you know, we're now capable of attracting the solutions to this, you know, indecision. So let's see what else we can get on that as well. Let's see what the angels have to say for this. Can we get more on this indecision? Oh, that's funny because I pulled this card and it was already facing up out of the deck. I didn't know any of them were facing up. So yeah, we have number 1, awaken. So maybe we're coming onto an awakening path. It looks like the light body. It looks like our light body is kind of lighting up here, number 1. So that's kind of like a new beginning. There, you know, your indecision might have to do with, you know, a new beginning that's coming, but you're awakening. Maybe it could be a decision in a career path, a decision in a relationship path, something like that. But it looks like here, yeah, we're being asked to accept where we are and then use our intuition in all aspects of our lives. So if we're having some indecisions, to use our intuition, but it looks like here that we're awakening. So number 1 is good to watch out for. So it looks like here that's going to be something that's big coming up this week for people, is that they're going to be kind of like awakening on their path, light body, and not just, we go through many awakenings. We don't just have one awakening, we go through many awakenings. So you might be going through another awakening into a higher level as well. Now we're being asked to use our intuition, you know, and to decide which way we want to go, type of thing. So we'll see what else pops up for that. We got a lot of kind of red here, so it could be, you know, red and pink as well. We've got that kind of acceptance here. We got this kind of red, so it could be with our root chakra again here, our awakening. It could be our kundalini as well. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like we're awakening to a new level. We're being asked to use our intuition, but to accept where we are today. Let's see what else we can pull out for this. And acceptance allows me to see with clarity and make choices that are wise and effective and healing. So that kind of goes with that indecision as well. So it's saying, yeah, if we can accept, that allows us to see with clarity. So that might be, you know, an indecision and make choices that are wise, effective, and healing. Let's see here. And I remember when I took a course with Judy, one of my kind of mentors that's been on, that's psychic medium. One of the first steps in awakening is acceptance, accepting where we are. And I remember that's kind of one of the points that we went through first, is we have to have acceptance. So let's see what else pops up here. And that was in her awakening program that we did that. Let's see. So it says here, reflection. So we've got some illusion, self-examination, and distortion. So yeah, it could be there might be some distortion with this indecision. You're not able to really see clearly with it. But it looks like here that we're having some reflection this week. And maybe that comes too with that indecision. Where do we want to go? What do we want to decide, type of thing. So it looks like here we might be having some self-examination this week. We might be also too, having some of that with our path with acceptance. We're really just realizing that we have to accept where we are today in order to bring in more clarity and better choices. So it looks like that's coming up for the collective. So we have number 13 here. So number 4, that could be, affecting our stability, our foundations, our root kind of chakra. So I'm getting that as well. But yeah, it looks like here we're going to be doing some reflection this week. Let's see what else we can get from this. And we've kind of got this like this sun kind of energy, and looks like into the water here. So yeah, we're kind of like, it's like got that reflection. Yeah, reflecting back. Very green, very kind of heart-centered as well. Maybe we'll be going within our heart. You know, and same with the illusions too. You know, it says here, I use my intuition on all aspects of our lives. Intuition is linked to kind of our third eye as well. You know, so it could be some illusions that we're letting go. So let's see what else comes up. Let's see, is there any, oh, there we go here. Okay, we had one flip out here. So it's saying Shambala initiation. So we're having some sort of initiations, like, right, awaken 1-1. That's a new beginning and initiation into something. So yeah, it's saying here, retreating to recharge, trusting the process, and Dharma. So it looks like here we might be getting some learnings come through. We've got these kind of ascended master energies as well. But yeah, we're being initiated into something. We're awakening to like a higher level. But it's saying here too, trusting the process, and you know, we're retreating to recharge. So yeah, it looks like I was saying, we're kind of going into that self-examination, and we're having some kind of learnings come through, some sort of initiation come through. So that looks like that's what's happening kind of on the outside energies this week. So yeah, you might be looking at some rest this week and recharge. And that's funny because I actually pulled that for myself out of these alchemical activation cards. I think that one's actually on my desk, and it was I think it was rest and retreat or something. So it was connected to the root chakra. So it looks like that's kind of what I was getting as well for the beginning of this week. So we'll see what else pops out for that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, trusting the process, trusting in the process. And that's acceptance, right? We're trusting, we accept it. We're accepting where we are. We trust the process. We're not wishing and wanting and that we had more. We were, further along. We accept where we are, and that's really, trusting that what we need is what will be, provided to us. So let's see here what else we can pull. So we have number 45, Starseed Elemental. So it looks like here we might be getting, some of those starseed. You might be getting some of those starseed. You might be attracted to looking up into the sky. Number 45, 9, we have like a fulfillment or a completion. That might be you awakening as well. You might be really guided towards the starseed path. I know that I am. You might have others as well that are guided to that path. So it looks like, yeah, we've got kind of all the rainbow colors here. So yeah, we've got some kind of learnings going on here. I find, the rainbow rays, kind of that retreat. That retreat is like kind of ascended masters as well. So yeah, it looks like here you might be called to your starseed aspects, looking, maybe even into kind of past lives might be coming up for you. Your connection to the stars might be coming up this week for some people when they're awakening here. So let's see what else we can get on this. Let's see what else we can get on this here. The Starseed Elemental. Is there anything else on that? Let's see. So we have the Golden Age. This one was on my counter for a while. So progression, foresight, and peace. So it looks like this week, yeah, we have like, it's going to be very peaceful kind of week, but we're like, we're going inside, we're self-examining, we're awakening maybe to another level. But it looks like here, you know, we do have progression. You know, it is peaceful. Acceptance is peaceful, because when we accept where we are, that's when we can be like peaceful with it. Like, yeah, I accept that this is where I am today. So that kind of goes with that peace as well. Got this very golden energy coming out. So, like we've got I always associate kind of angels to that golden kind of energy frequency. So yeah, but it looks like right here, we're kind of getting some foresight. And I think that's kind of going on with using our intuition as well. And then our reflection too. We're getting some of that foresight when we reflect. So that looks like here, and we have number 53. So number 7 is kind of like our initiations. Like I said, we have the Shambala initiations, that we have the 7 chakras, you know, the 7 days of the week. So yeah, we're going into some sort of initiation that probably has to do something to do with learning about kind of the starseed elemental factor, or the starseed factor for some people. So I'm going to see if I can pull more on that one though. But it looks like here, yeah, like we're entering this golden age where we've got some peace, we've got progression, we've got foresight. We can kind of see, you know, where this is going. So, and you can kind of see a little bit into the future. And that's because we're using our intuition, right? So let's see if we can get any more too on that. So we've got that golden age, that peace. We're going in, we're reflecting, but we've got some initiations coming. And I like here, these are both golden here. So I feel like this is going to be something too that's connected as this initiation with this kind of this golden age type of thing. So I'm going to see here what else we can pull for this. So let's see. So we're being asked to use, you know, frequency 852, number 3, which I find I associate to the Ascended Masters, but also to our mind, body, soul connection. So we've got intuition and wisdom. So we've got that crown coming out, but so that's where we're being asked, like our indecision. It's saying I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So a good frequency to listen to is going to be 852 this week, the tone of La. And if you don't meditate or you know, you don't listen to those frequencies, you can always just repeat that in your head. La, La. It's the tone, the vibration that we're looking for. So it looks like here, yeah, we're going to be called to use our intuition this week. And any indecision that we have, you know, we're awakening, or some sort of initiation. We're getting more wisdom. That's what I was saying with the Ascended Masters. You know, that retreat, I believe, is home to some of the Ascended Masters. So it's, you know, we're getting that more wisdom come in this week. So I'm gonna see. I'm going to pull an animal card and see what's the animal coming up for this week for the collective. My cards are all messed up. Okay, got her going again. Let's see. We've got the fox. So it's saying here, cunning, sensuality, creativity. Like the coyote, the fox is strongly associated with magic, supernatural power, and cunning. In the wild, it exists at the edges of the field or forest. And in the mythical realms, it is a principal mediator between the human and spirit worlds. In Chinese folklore, the fox may assume a human shape at the age of 50, and by its 100th birthday, it becomes either a wizard or a lovely maiden. Red foxes are associated with sexual energy and a creative life force. Some indigenous legends speak of a hunter discovering that his wife has a secret fox identity. Yeah, so it's like, so we got that root chakra coming out again. Kind of, we had that with our, you know, with our awakening, and with some of our indecision. But also too, like, that's kind of what I'm getting with that Starseed elemental is like, we're kind of discovering that there's more to just this meat body kind of thing. Like, a lot of people call this our meat suit. Like, we are spiritual beings having a you know, earth existence. And so it's saying here, like, supernatural power and magic, you know, there was a mystical realm between the human and the spirit world. So it's almost like we've got this this starseed elemental that's kind of popping up with that. Like, it's changed. So it's saying here, some indigenous legends speak of a hunter discovering that his wife has a secret fox identity. So it's like, yeah, it's almost like I think Starseed is going to come out for a lot of people this week. You're going to find that you have connections to Starseed, and that's going to be, I think, awakening you to another level. And this is going to be part of this kind of Shambala initiation. And I feel like you're going to get more insight on that, on your Starseed kind of origins. So pay attention to that intuition to guide you in that. So yeah, I'm feeling like it's almost like you're discovering kind of underneath the mask a little bit, where we're self-examining. So that looks like what is coming up. So the fox is something that's coming up this week, the red fox. So that would be one to look out for. We have some creativity in here, some cunningness and sexuality as well this week with the fox. So I'll see what else we can pull out here. So I'm going to go with my tarot cards and see kind of if we can tie this reading in here. Let's see here. Oops, we had one that just flew out. So we've got the Princess of Cups here. So we've got that red again, the very red kind of energy. Cups are usually emotions. So it might be an emotional week for you as well. So it might be, you know, you might have, it might be, not just saying like it would be like turbulent emotions, but you might, you know, you might feel joy, happiness. Princesses are kind of, you know, they're that youthful energy. But they are still kind of learning, right? They're not the queen yet. They still have to go through kind of those childlike processes of, you know, they do have that stubbornness. They do, you know, have that kind of energy where when they're on their path, you know, they might be a little bit reckless type of thing. So it's still got that childlike energy, but then we have the cups, which is very, you know, it's got that emotion with it. So it looks like here we're really being called to our root, our crown, or our root, yeah, our root, our third eye, and our heart, because we have the pink and the green. So yeah, root, third eye I'm getting, and heart with this, and that's with the pink calcite too, acceptance. So yeah, it looks like here we've got she's here, and she's kind of just, she has that cup, and she's really just looks like she's grateful. She's kind of taking that in. She's taking that time to kind of really, you know, drink from that cup, you know, and we got that outside in nature. She's grounded still, but we still have a little bit of that energy of that princess, which is kind of still that childlike energy, not all the wisdom and everything of the queen, but on their way there. So that looks like that's what's coming up in the collective for this week. So I'm going to try one more card. I'm going to see. These ones here, they don't have anything on them. So I'm going to see if I can read this intuitively. Let's see what pops up here. What else does the collective need to know? So yeah, and like with the princess too, like we're kind of getting a hold of our emotions, those ebbs and flows kind of thing that come up with our emotions. Because it looks like we're coming into a time where it's very peaceful. So because she looks very peaceful, kind of standing there, you know, kind of taking her time to sip the water and bring it up to her mouth. So let's see what else we can get out. Ooh. Whoa. And I had a bunch of them fall, so let's see. So we have number 17 here, and we've kind of got that red coming out again and that peace. So yeah, it's kind of like that we're being asked to, you know, retreat and recharge, that peacefulness. We've kind of got like this dance. He's kind of like, it looks like he's dancing. And we've kind of got like this movement, this a little bit of flow coming through. So number 17, so number 8 is that infinite energy, that flow, that balance, that harmony, that peace, right? So that's what it looks like we're going to be called to this week. And I don't know if this here is the sign for, is this the Libra sign? Something looks like, yeah, the Libra sign, like that balance there. There's going to be some balance. So let's just tie it all in together. So yeah, we're looking at Archangel Anael, accepting where we are on the path. You know, acceptance allows us to see with clarity, make choices that are wise, effective, and healing. We're choosing to grow through our experiences, trusting in the blessings revealed to us according to divine timing and higher wisdom. So indecision is coming up for some people this week. So, you know, we're being asked to use our intuition in all aspects of our lives. Our intuition is our compass. It is our guide. Like I'm getting here kind of like with this is kind of like our compass here I'm getting. So yeah, and it might be affecting some of our root chakra, our security, our stability. And also too, it's in our mind. Of course, indecision is in our mind. What do I do? You know, what way do I go? You know, what's the decision to make? So it's really going to be affecting kind of, it looks like our security, and it's really going to be in our mind. But just know that, you know, when we accept, we're able to see with clarity. That's going to help our intuition. You know, some people are awakening to higher levels this week. We've got number 11 to watch out for. Kind of master number. Our light body is starting up. So you're either coming onto your awakening path, or you are awakening again to another higher level. And it looks like it might be affecting kind of your root. It might be that Kundalini energy. Also too, we're being asked to reflect, go self-examine, right? We might have a little bit of illusion and distortion coming through, but the, you know, illusion is really tied to our kind of our third eye, and our mind. You know, we talk ourselves out of things in our mind, and we play the scenarios of like, what is the worst that can happen in our mind, and sometimes it's not even that, you know, as bad as we think it is, type of thing. And sometimes, you know, there are no mistakes. Any decision that you make, there are no mistakes. So just know that, you know, we're being asked to kind of have that reflection, and that's kind of going within in the heart this week, it looks like. We have some Shambala initiations, which go with the, you know, we're awakening into higher levels, but we're being asked to retreat, recharge. And I was getting that at the beginning of the week as well, in this same, you know, crystal mandala. As well. So it looks like here, yeah, you're asking me to trust in the process of what's happening. You're awakening, trust in your awakening process. Some people are going to be awakening to a starseed connection. They're going to be looking to the stars. They're going to be getting stuff kind of about their origins. Maybe you're going to be realizing that there's more to you than just this suit. type of thing. We are, like I said, we're, you know, we are spiritual beings having a human experience type of thing. So we're going, yeah, some people are really going to be called to their starseed, I think, this week. There's going to be some learning in there as well. Same with this Shambala initiation. We're going to have some learning. But also, too, we're coming into this golden age. We're anchoring this golden age, you know, of peace, which we're getting in this card as well. You know, we're anchoring this golden age of peace. You know, sometimes when you come onto the spiritual path, some things don't affect you like they used to in your peace, because you know, because you're starting to awaken and you're starting to have awareness around you that, you know, people are just playing a part in your story, and it's to help you grow, you know, to trusting in that process type of thing. So that looks like it's coming up this week. So you might see stuff about the golden age, but we're getting some of that foresight too. We're kind of getting to where we're going, and that might be part of that indecision, but we're getting some of that foresight about, you know, how things are coming together, how things are coming to you, people, experiences, the things that you need to continue on your path. And we're starting to realize that. We have the fox here coming out. So you might see a fox, or, you know, a symbol of a fox. You might even see the word fox. That happens to me quite a bit. But yeah, we've got this like creativity, but also too, it's kind of like that mask. It's like, you know, because it says here, like, they speak, some indigenous legends speak of a hunter discovering that his wife has a secret fox identity. We're discovering that we're more than just this body, you know. So it looks like, yeah, the fox might be coming up. That's one to work with. And it's saying here, like, you know, it's part of that mystical realm. You know, it's a mediator between human and spirit worlds. So, you know, you might be seeing that on your path, to know that, you know, you're kind of awakening human and spirit worlds. So you're kind of awakening, you're crossing those over. The Viseska Piscis energy, kind of where we're combining the two outer worlds, and then in the middle they meet and they overlap, and then they have that common kind of ground. And then as well, so we've got the Princess of Cups coming out. So that princess energy is that it is the female energy as well, but it's kind of, it's got that, it's still like that childlike energy. And the Princess of Cups, so we've got those kind of a little bit of those emotions, but it's very peaceful. She's at peace, you know, she's grounded. We've got that red coming out, that root chakra. So I feel like that as well is going to be very big, you know, to be grounded this week. Maybe even being by water as well, because that's going to nurture our emotions. Even if you can't be by water, just taking a shower, really just taking your time to not rush through it, and just enjoy it. You know, say your affirmations in the shower, or, you know, your whatever you like to do kind of thing. Even if you just like to relax, some people like to do Reiki in the shower. They say it's very powerful. Some of us get our, you know, ideas, our aha moments in the shower when we're showering. Water is going to be very beneficial this week, it seems like. So we've got that, and that's going to help nurture our emotions. And then, yes, so then we kind of tied it all together with this number here, number 8. We've got that infinite energy, that flow, that balance, that peace coming in. So that looks like that's what's coming up for this week. Let me know if any of that resonates for you at the end of the week. Oh yeah, sorry. And we've got this frequency, yes, number 852. So we've got wisdom and intuition coming. Use this frequency to help with that. And this one's number 30 as well. So we've got like, yeah, lots, we've got a couple 3s and 1s coming out here, you know. So it's number 3, I would associate with our mind, body, soul connection. So we've got that connection, but also the ascended masters too, with this Shambala initiation, you know, and this golden age type of thing. So yeah, this would be a really good one to work with this week if you can, if you meditate. And if not, like I said, you can just repeat the phrase in your head. You can even just have it on in the background. You don't have to actually be sitting meditating with your eyes closed. It's that tone, that vibration that we're looking for, right? So I hope that that gave you some clarity, and we'll see what pops up for this week. All right, have a good one. Thanks.